Hello. Hi. Welcome to today's audio log. It is 7:23 p.m. on the 24th of October 2023. And yeah, so today has been all right. Today's been all right. Um I okay, I'm going to rewind a little bit because I don't think I talked about this yesterday. But I sent off my application for university last Friday. And because it was Friday and, you know, the next day being the beginning of the weekend, I was under the assumption that I wouldn't be getting a response until at least Monday because I just assumed that they wouldn't um, be looking at applications um, over the weekend. But I was wrong because when I checked my email last night, I had an email from them, but it was sent on Friday. Um, so yeah, I wasn't expecting a reply over the weekend, and I certainly wasn't expecting a reply on the same day. But I was pleasantly surprised. I got a reply from them. Um, they have not yet accepted me or sent me away or whatever the rejected, I guess, accepted or rejected. Um, I've had no official uh, decision made yet because I am applying through the mature learners scheme that they have. Um, my application process is a little bit different to most people. The people who have just come out of college, for example. Um, the people who are, still considered to be in education. Um, so yeah, my application process is a little bit different, um, and one of the steps, I guess, includes me producing a piece of work relating to the my course of choice, which is Korean language. It's a language course. So in their reply to me, they have basically given me an assignment. I am to answer 3 questions in essay form, um, preferably within the next 3 weeks. So they sent me the questions, and I just need to come up with answers for each. Um, and yeah, I guess this is the piece of work that I was wondering about, like a few days to a week ago. I mentioned it in a different audio log. I was questioning what exactly they were going to give to me to do, whether it was a showcase of my Korean language expertise or, well, I say expertise, experience would be a better word. Um, yeah, I was just wondering what it was, but it turns out it's more general than that. It's just based on language, and my answer needs to include specifics regarding my course, so Korean, which makes a lot more sense. So yeah, pretty happy that I got a response so quickly. And now I just need to work on these answers. Um, and depending on how I answer it, I think, well, I assume they will decide A, whether or not I can join, and B, whether or not I will have to do the foundation year first, which is a preliminary uh, year of university education, designed to uh, build up your confidence and your knowledge and just your general experience regarding university life. Um, So if I guess if my answer is good enough, they will say that I don't have to do it, but I am sure they'll still allow me to do it if I choose to. I'm still undecided on whether or not I want to do the foundation year. I think I don't know. I kind of need to make a list of like pros and cons, um, and like actually write it down so I can look at it. Because I've got like pros and cons in my head, but there's also a lot of other things in my head, so it's not easy to remember those things. But anyway, yeah. So I've got some work to do. The first question is I'm not going to go into details about the question. I'll just give like general overviews of them, I guess. The first question is basically why am I doing this? Like, what has motivated me to choose this specific course? Um, Second question, I'll be honest, I've forgotten. And the third question is related to like something. Yeah, that's helpful. Um, okay, so it turns out I only remember the first question, which I that's fine. Whatever. I'm not gonna. Because they've given me 3 weeks to do this. I think I'm gonna kind of break it apart and like do one question a week. Um, and the first question being the easiest one, I should be able to get done this week despite my slightly busier schedule. And speaking of a busier schedule, and it's also related to what I was just talking about, because these questions need to be answered in a specific way, with actual academic sources and all like references and stuff like that. I'm actually going to take a trip to a library tomorrow. Um, it's actually the biggest. I think it's the biggest library in Europe, and it's about 30 minutes away from me. They've got like a million books in there. It's huge. I don't think I've ever been inside, but I remember when they built it a few years ago. Well, I say a few, it was probably like 8 years ago now or something like that. It's been a while, but yeah, I'm gonna head over there and see what kind of books I can find to help me answer these questions. So that should be good. Um, I'm gonna travel by public transport, which for me is kind of a a pain point. I don't know how else to describe it. It's Public transport for me has not been the easiest thing to deal with due to like my anxiety and stuff. But I feel like now's as good as time as any. Now's a whatever. Uh, now's a good time to do it because I'm kind of like on this journey of self improvement and growth and all that stuff. So getting the fear of public transport out of the way now is probably a good idea, especially ahead of life in York if I am gonna be going to this university, because I will likely be taking more public transport while I'm there. So it's gonna be a whole thing. I'm gonna spend a few hours there hopefully, and yeah, I'm actually kind of looking forward to it, which is something I never thought I would say, but here we are. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much been everything since yesterday. I went for a walk earlier. I did my Korean. I finished the course that I started earlier this week. I knew it wouldn't take very long, um, but that is now done. So yeah, um, library tomorrow. Family visit Friday and Saturday. So it's somewhat busy week, but it should be all right. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for today. I feel like I've talked relatively well about my proceedings today and last night. So I will call it here because I've got work to do. I'm gonna start looking at how I'm gonna answer these questions. Um, so yeah, I will be back tomorrow, as always. Thanks for listening, and yeah, good night.